Welcome back as we roll down the highway in search of heads to explode. It's Bad Movies Rule, the worst movie podcast ever recorded. And today we've got with us Dr. Madela, the guy that knows a lot about a little and a little about a lot. He's here with us right from the shoe store. He just finished his shift. We got Mel Vandy in the house today.
I'm sorry.
And the human movie database himself, Ryan Farrell, is here to spill all of his knowledge on Rubber 2010. Let's go. What's up, guys?
How you doing there, Mr. Hauser?
I've never been better, honestly. I'm in a fantastic mood.
That's awesome.
I'm in no way angry that I had to watch this movie, and I'm in no way upset that I have to come in here and talk about it. So
I'm pretty sure the patrons are going to know different.
I mean, what a day to be alive, you guys.
Great. Hey, man, we woke up, right? It's
beautiful. Sun is out.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes you ask a question.
Yeah, what's that?
Why do people sit around and talk about a movie?
Hey, Jay,
no reason.
No reason.
No reason.
No reason.
No, that's true. There isn't. And really, I've never felt more like there's no reason for our show to exist.
Why does our show exist?
I'm just happy to be drinking my beer.
That's right.
Yeah. Why do you enjoy that beer?
No reason.
No reason.
We're not sponsored, but we are sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. Everybody's sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Wait, I think we just accidentally sponsored them right there. All right, that's the only freebie you're getting out of us, Raid.
Well, this would be the second one.
Okay, did we do it before?
Yeah, I did it.
Oh man, see, now, it's a good day when I'm reusing old Madela jokes.
Ouch. Oh, we can use it one more time because that's the comedy rule,
comedy's
right?
in threes.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, cool. Well, look, guys, we are here to talk about the winner of the latest poll on Patreon. That is Rubber 2010. It is not a movie about a condom. It is a movie about a tire, a sentient tire that kills people. Am I missing anything?
Well, I mean,
Is a self-aware tire. Mm-hmm. Sans hubcap.
Correct. Just an empty tire.
An empty tire.
No rim.
No
nothing.
rim. Nothing.
Is that what the movie's about?
No. Okay. If you were wondering, it's not even what the movie's about, but that's what it seems to be about. And so I think and it's the way the trailer purports itself to be. And so I think what happened with our patrons, before I take all of them to task for voting this through, when a bunch of perfectly good movies were available on that list.
but none of them were this deep.
Well,
It's
True.
I mean, how do you argue with that cover?
Yeah.
I will
Right, there
say
you go.
this movie, the way that they did the photos for it and the trailer and the cinematography really sold it as something that it was not.
Absolutely. Let me see this for a second,
There
because
was a
here's my
giant-
first problem with this movie. Go ahead.
There was a giant dog turd inside when you open up the case.
You're not putting your hands on this because I know it's getting destroyed. So I'm protecting it.
I promise not to destroy it. I promise.
We safe?
We threw
were safe.
Cobra. We threw Cobra in the garbage can.
That's right. So here we got Rubber, and it's presented as a schlocky piece of entertainment, right? I mean, here it is.
Right.
It says, "Careful where you tread." Oh, see, puns. Those are great. Funny, gory, and downright insane.
Yeah.
And it's got a tire that's being chased by a police car. Now, everything about this movie says this is a schlocky B movie about a sentient tire that kills people.
A tire with telekinetic powers.
Yes.
Is what we're talking about.
And that's what the trailer showed.
Right.
You said
That's
it-
what
right?
the trailer showed.
They said funny
Yeah, it says funny.
Yeah.
as the first.
The first thing, funny, gory, and downright
Actually,
insane.
guys, read the back one there. That one's even better on
a
top.
film brimming with comic brilliance and manic originality.
Yeah.
And people say our show is bad.
So that's the episode, folks. We're just going to read the jacket.
Thanks for listening.
I'm setting this all up so that I can knock it down later. Let's dive into the vitals here, okay? So the movie was directed by Quentin Dupieux.
Depew.
Sure, whatever.
Sure.
He's French.
French guy.
Why is he French?
Because he was born in France.
No
oh,
reason.
I don't know. I don't think. Yeah, I'm going to say no reason.
Maybe he grew up there. I don't know. It was written also by Quentin and Jake Householder, okay? And it starred Steven
Is he
Spinella.
an uncredited writer?
It was on IMDb.
Really?
So,
Householder.
I don't know if it was on
He's not in the credits
of
not
the
in
actual
credits
film.
of the actual film.
He probably
'Cause-
paid to not be credited.
Isn't
He's like, hold on, I'm calling Quentin right now after the screening.
Doesn't he go by his stage name, Bill Foundation?
He he is listed on IMDb. I don't know if he was on the credits of the movie itself. Regardless, it's an embarrassing thing to be a part of. So I apologize, Jake, that I had to mention your name on this podcast.
Normally we wait till the end
To tell people how we feel about this. But why wait?
You can turn this off right now if you want. Please don't. But
If you love Rubber, I'll go even past that. If you love Rubber and it's your favorite movie and you watch it religiously, it might be a good time to walk away.
I tell you what, if you do love Rubber, email the show.
That's right.
Tell James what you like about Rubber.
Tell me that I'm a total jackass.
Matter of
for
fact,
ripping this apart.
comment on Facebook.
Do that too.
Man,
Do all of it.
yeah.
Comment if you love Quentin Depuy's Rubber. Go ahead.
The tour de force.
The tour de... my...
Don't worry, you're gonna get your chance, Ryan. Once I get through these vitals, we're gonna lock horns immediately. Here we go. Stars Steven Spinella, Roxanne Mesquita, Wings Hauser.
The lesser known Hauser.
right?
to what Cole Hauser is probably the most famous Hauser out there.
I was going for James.
I was going to say,
well.
what about James and Bob?
I'm at least third. Well, if Bob's on the list, I'm fourth. Because Bob, then me. Cole is the guy on Yellowstone right now, crushing it. And
True.
then
Yeah.
there's
True.
Wings Hauser, and then Bob, and then me.
Is there a reason we couldn't get wings today?
You know what? There's the reason why. I didn't try. I thought this would be a great thing to do, and then I just got on with the rest of my life.
I was thinking maybe you could name drop or something, distant, long lost, distant cousins.
Try and finagle his assistant.
Yeah.
Uncle
Hey,
Wings.
Do you think Wings Hauser has an assistant?
Uncle.
Right.
Wheels.
Hey, Wheels. I haven't seen Wings since the cousin reunion, and that was 20 years ago. So
That's how you know it's fake. No one calls it the cousin reunion.
They just call it a wedding.
yeah. Whoa.
no, you guys don't have. If you guys lived in families where there were tons of cousins, you would have a cousin reunion.
We just called it Christmas.
Well, how many cousins do you have?
Like 12 or 15.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I've got about
Oh, that's
1,200 cousins.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
German, so,
We're Irish, and so that's
there you go.
Oh, well, there you go.
Catholic
Irish.
in the background.
Irish.
No,
And
no
German.
rubber in an Irish family.
No, that's true. All right, Jack
just
Plotnick. So I kept going. The budget of this movie was $800,000, and the box office in the U.S. was $680,000.
Oh, I saw way different stats. I don't know what I was looking
Yeah, what were
I
you
saw
looking at?
500,000 and 100,000 gross in the U.S.
Carry the
Well,
two.
regardless, it was a miserable failure.
Right. Either way, you lose money.
Either way, you're looking at it.
But was it?
Hold on.
Wait, did you make 500,000 last year?
If I spent
Excuse me.
800,000
A good point.
and I made 500, that's bad.
Excuse me, guys,
Think about the
but
tax write-offs.
it played at Cannes.
Yeah, good for it.
What's Can?
It's like Canis.
Can
The
is it like
Cannes
Can
Film
and
Festival.
No, it's the trash can right down there in
Oh.
front of you. Is where
Played
this
in
is
the
gonna
can.
go.
The Cannes Film Festival.
It's going back to the Cannes Film Festival when we're done with it here.
I'm not. I'm not a movie buff. Apparently, I don't know. I thought this was Wendy's.
You just came to order a cheeseburger.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
And furthermore,
That's right. All right, so it's at a 5.7 on IMDb, so it's just a tick under Air America as the line of demarcation. It's a 68%
I was just going to say, why don't you drop that Rotten Tomatoes score there?
on Rotten Tomatoes
Sir.
for the critics.
You know, weed's legal now in a couple states.
In at least 3, maybe more.
But
Soon to be in Wisconsin.
2010,
Maybe not. But it has a 46% audience score. So,
were the critics right?
were the critics right or was the audience right? And so for those of you that are new to our show, what we generally do is we're a film roasting podcast. You could say it's a review. We walk through the entire film. Really, we're giving it the business, even the ones that we love. But at the end, we genuinely do try to come to some kind of conclusion as to whether or not it's actually a bad movie. It qualified by our metrics here in that it's under 6 on IMDb and has got a rotten audience score, but the critics seem to like it. So we're going to see who was right in the end. Was it a good movie and we're all wrong, or the critics were right and the audience is wrong, or is it actually a flaming piece of garbage that should go in a trash can and never be watched again by another human with eyes? We're going to decide at the end of the show.
I don't remember that being on the 16-point scale.
We're making a new scale.
17 points.
That's what we're doing.
But it's acceptable for blind people.
Yes,
Exactly.
the 17th point is now rubber. That's the new point on the scale.
Yes.
If you're blind, you can still hear, you can watch this movie.
This is what I was hoping
That's
for.
it. Here we go.
I knew we were going to come to a new standard today.
Gosh.
Breaking ground.
Breaking
ground on the 99th episode, right?
Yeah, one more. One away from episode 100.
That's impressive.
Strap in, folks.
It's going to be a bumpy ride.
This is, just a little inside baseball here. I usually come in with a pretty lengthy outline because I've got to kind of walk through scene by scene and break things down and make sure we keep things on track to the extent possible. And I usually have a 3 to 4 page outline for any episode that we do. This is 1 page long today.
You're not going to get a lot of miles out of that.
1 page long.
Why don't you wiggle it a little so the podcast audience knows what you're doing?
That's right. 1 page. Now, here's the entire plot. It usually takes me about an hour to get through it. Here's the whole plot. A tire comes to life and kills people. Thank you, everybody. I mean, that's it.
Yes.
That's the whole movie. Are we done? Want to get some awards out?
I want to hear what Ryan has to say.
I want to hear what James has to say.
Are we done?
That's all I think he has.
That's all I've got.
That's all. No, you got to have more than that.
Wait,
It had a brilliant opening speech.
Feel free. Then Ryan, you take us plot by plot through the movie.
Okay.
Okay. What's the first thing that happens?
So we are introduced to the desert via some very wonderful mise-en-scene cinematographic work by Quentin Dupieux.
Oh, I hate you so much.
As we are viewing empty wooden chairs in a desert locale,
Yeah.
a man is standing with multiple pairs of binoculars. In
This
which
is going to be twice as long as the
a
movie.
car now comes down.
You got to snap it up.
down the
something's
way.
coming.
I mean, once we get past this
Yes.
part,
Yes.
what are we really
But you're
talking
right.
about? Car comes down, systematically knocks down every single empty chair. Mm-hmm. And then a man in a police officer uniform gets out of the trunk and brilliantly tells us all as we're watching this movie, why was the alien brown in E.T.?
No reason.
No reason.
No reason. Why then as a movie that is set up as an homage to No Reason.
No reason.
Why did somebody shoot the president in the movie JFK?
No reason.
That is not.
Why did the Titanic sink in the clever film Titanic?
No reason.
Why did the Germans bomb Pearl Harbor?
No reason.
This button is staying on here forever.
No.
Why is that?
We have officially added the
Got
No
it.
Reason button.
No reason.
Yeah, and there's no reason why we have.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
here's the thing. First of all, this whole speech this cop comes out and gives, which is their way of setting up or getting ahead of why the question, why are we doing this?
Right.
Which is there is no reason for us to do this. But the problem with that whole setup is before the movie even starts, you've undercut the comedy of the entire thing. To say nothing to the fact that his points also make no sense.
True.
So
True.
why is E.T. the color that he is? We don't know, but I guarantee you Spielberg had a reason for making him the color that he did.
Right.
Why did the
do
people
you
in
think
Love
so?
Story fall in love? Why did they fall in love? Watch the movie.
That's true.
Because they loved each other and they
loved
fell in
each
love
other.
because of all the things about each other that made them want to love each other.
And love means never having to say that you're sorry.
That's right.
Yeah.
The president wasn't shot for no reason. Then Chainsaw Massacre, why don't we show people using the bathroom and washing their hands like in real life? Because no one wants to see that shit.
Because we're not
No
French.
reason.
Okay? That's right.
I mean,
there's
they
a
did.
reason
They
why.
did Maximum Overdrive,
They did.
and it worked out. See how it worked
Yeah.
out for them.
But there is a reason we don't show this.
Yeah.
In The Pianist by Polanski, why did he have to hide and live like a bum when he could play the piano so well? And he literally says,
No reason.
"No, it's because of the Nazis, you jackass." There was a very good reason.
Wasn't the pedophile writer?
No, could have been. No, it wasn't Polanski. He wasn't hiding from Polanski because he was of age.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to hide him from Roman unless you're under a certain age.
Adrian Brody might have been, he had that long hair going at the time.
Right.
He was still quite young, too.
So at least come up with examples because there's probably plenty in film that you could find that things happened for no. If you want to make an homage to the stylistic choice of no reason, there's all of your examples were crappy.
Why'd the sheriff have a glass of water and then pour it out at the end?
No reason.
So here's the question, though. I'm gonna play devil's advocate for you here. No, but did he list all the examples that don't work for no reason? Was that the point? Is that they didn't work for his premise?
Oh,
Yeah.
Ooh.
double.
No reason. No reason. No reason. No reason.
Well,
It's even stupider.
no, I'm not saying that I think it was a good choice. I'm just wondering if this person, this jackass who wrote this, was so pretentious and so up his own butt that he was like, I'm going to go 3 levels deep that no one's going to care, and I'm going to rub cow crap over my face and stand in a museum and say it's art.
That's my problem.
I mean,
And that's my question.
well, have you been to New York City?
Is this?
Because that happens on the corner,
right.
You know what? My wife tells a story sometimes. When she was in high school, they took a field trip to Chicago to the Museum of Art. Okay, and they had this modern art exhibit. Now, again, it was modern for the time. This is in the 90s. Okay,
It was on Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
That museum, yes, but not this specific exhibit. And so it was modern art in that it was kind of abstract, weird things.
Right.
And literally one of the things that was encased in glass, like, don't touch this is precious art, was a bar of soap with pubes on it. Okay. Or what appeared to be. I mean, they were it was kinky, curly hair.
It was probably actual pubes.
It probably was. The point is, they're like, this is high art. This is something I can make in my shower. Okay.
I've got that in my shower. You're putting around glass around
That's what I'm
that?
saying is that's what this movie is. This movie is pubes on soap. Okay.
You know why that is art? Pubes on soap?
Why is that?
Because everybody can relate to it.
Look, but the point with this is
Aren't we all just pubes on soap?
they're taking something that's not that's crap and trying to pass it off to me, thinking I'm a moron. This is high art.
Right.
Think
Here's
about it,
some
though.
high art, and we're gonna try and elevate this thing, but it doesn't work.
The earth is the soap,
Yeah,
and we are the pubes.
this is
my
true.
gosh.
The earth cleanses us,
Okay.
but we're a part of it. We're just
So
on
the
it.
earth
I think
can't be the
Hitler
soap
tried to
and
help
the
with
shower.
that process. He was trying to catalyst it. No,
Do you understand what I'm saying, though? It's garbage trying to be passed off as high art,
Yeah.
and it's pretentious in the way that it does it.
right.
Okay, this movie isn't nearly as clever and smart as it thinks it is.
Magnet Films right here. That just tells you it's high class art.
So, Magnet being a subsidiary of Magnolia, that's what they basically acquire, though, is basically film festival, indie circuit kind of movies.
Yeah.
And yeah.
All right, so let's actually
what you get.
Let's actually give you some context as to what I mean when I say they try to pass it off as high art. So the premise of this movie, even though it's a total bait and switch because they trailer, poster, everything to tell you schlocky B-movie entertainment fun. Right?
Which I
Funny.
am a fan of.
Which I'm a fan of too. That's
Yeah.
why I was like, all right, let's do it. Killer Tire. But then within minutes, you realize that's not what you're going to get.
Right.
Because they got this guy, comes and gives a speech, and they hand out these binoculars to these just bystanders that are just standing out in the middle of the desert. They're going to, through the binoculars, watch a movie,
In
Right.
quotes.
in quotes.
Right.
That far off in the distance somewhere, they're seeing this happen. Even though this tire goes many different places, they can all see from this one spot in the desert where they are.
Great seats.
Great, they've got great seats.
Hey, yeah, high up there in the desert.
And so the point of the movie is that they're watching a movie within a movie, and they're making a bad movie about a tire that some of the actors realize or know it's a bad movie and are tired of making it. Okay? And so it sucks all the fun out of it and tries to instead be smart and meta and therefore sucks balls.
You
Yeah.
realize that I'm making
did I say that correctly?
I'm making a podcast within a podcast right now.
Wow.
This is Mel's podcast.
I'd say he's going to release just his audio as a meta podcast from within.
He just gets up and walks in front of the main camera. It's like the podcast you're listening to.
Why are we
hooks
doing
you-
this?
No
It
reason.
hooks you in. It hooks you in with all that.
Yeah.
Gives you this opening monologue to kind of, I think you see it undercuts the audience.
Yeah.
I don't think it undercuts the audience right away. I think it at least sets it up to say no reason. Why is this happening? Well, no reason. And then we get kind of the opening credit scenes of more of the desolation of the landfill and the ambiance and the music and such.
Yeah.
10
And then-
minutes of a tire trying to roll.
And then,
Well, that-
and then we get the appearance of Robert the Tire.
Yeah.
Why?
No reason.
Oh, you already answered
Well-
the question.
And Robert has to go through the longest tutorial scene in a video game I've ever seen. It's like, okay, stand up, fall over, stand up. Okay, you can crush a water bottle.
Yeah.
Now we're going to have you roll up and you can crush a scorpion. Now we're going to roll up and you can use psionic power to blow up a can.
It is a game
he
tutorial.
He tries to drive over the glass
Oh, the glass.
beer
yeah.
bottle,
Right.
Yeah.
which is obviously a Miller Lite.
Yeah.
It says beer.
But it says beer.
light. It's beer light. Right.
And as he gets frustrated with the fact that he can't crush
Right.
it,
Right.
then just all right.
The tire just starts to vibrate.
Yeah.
And you realize it has psionic powers where it can
Yeah.
just blow things
I
up.
was
with
like,
its-
I could just blow things up with my.
I almost said brain, but it doesn't have a brain because it's a tire.
Yeah.
was
What's the innards of a tire?
Nothing.
Metal and rubber.
That's it.
I was expecting it to be like, okay, now you can crouch and now you can jump.
Now we're going to show you how to sprint.
If only
Yeah.
he could start bouncing, right?
Yeah.
What kind of video games are you playing? That's the tutorial.
That's what I'm saying is that this would have been like the worst tutorial of your
Is that like
life, right?
Hogwarts or something?
There's
or-
some weird
I haven't
video
played that
games
one
out
yet.
there.
One of my only things I liked about this movie was the ASMR of the dirt coming off the tire when
Oh,
it
that
woke
was
up.
nice.
I was like, that's a very satisfying sound.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to play some ASMR.
Other than that, I'll leave the rest of it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
I don't know, guys. I think the first 17 minutes really rolls by.
I was waiting for this movie to be over after 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We
I'll give it
paused it for a
17.
second and I was like,
Yeah. Madeline and I
hasn't
were
been
watching
an
it
hour?
together.
Oh.
We actually filmed our reaction to watching it for the first time, which
this
we're
is
going to
great.
release after this episode on our Patreon.
you
So
can watch me put a gun in my mouth.
If you want
because
to
it was so bad. No.
watch Ryan and me, Doc and I,
It's hilarious.
experience rubber for the first time ever. Join our Patreon. You can find
great.
little as $3 a month.
great.
You can jump on there. Patreon.com/badmoviesrule. I will tell you, it's about 60 minutes of me and Ryan going, what?
I think by the end I'm like slouched in the chair and throwing up and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was great.
We had energy for about the first 15 minutes of
Yeah.
it. We paused it and we're like, how long is this movie? And it was only an hour and 22 minutes long. So I was like, oh, great. This is going to be a piece of cake.
Right.
Did I watch the uncut version then? Because it was like an hour 47.
It just feels like it was an hour 47.
No, I
Did you
swear
have
it
the
was like
tire
an hour
sex scene?
47.
There's a
whole
uncut version.
Yeah, where
I
two
don't know.
tires have sex.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, by the end of the movie,
Yeah.
there's
Likely.
Yeah.
Could have been more than two.
Yeah.
So these people are with the binoculars are watching this tire roll around. It figures out how to blow up a bottle. Then it blows up a bird. Or blows up a rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Blows up
bunny.
a bunny rabbit.
And everybody's just kind of making comments. That cuts back once in a while to the audience, and they're like, "Whoa, man, this is great." Oh, or one guy was like, "This is kind of slow." He's like, "Oh, it picks up. Don't worry. Like, give it a chance, right?" I'm like, "Okay, man. Like,
Obviously, you've never seen this movie.
obviously you've
right.
never seen Tire
Right.
before because spoiler alert, it doesn't."
Well, the other thing is every time they cut back to the audience, it takes you completely out of like if they had anything going for them
Yeah.
with when you're watching Robert the Tire, you are completely removed from it, and it's just like, okay, I just immediately don't care about this tire anymore again.
Yeah,
I didn't to start with, but I'm just saying, like, I don't. That was how I
I
felt.
love stupid movies. I'll watch a stupid movie about a killer tire, and I'll do it with joy in my heart.
I
Okay,
think, I'll tell you this.
but that's not what this is.
I think it needs to be remade by an American filmmaker.
Yes,
America.
Alive and lost in translation, yes. Thanks killing.
it's because
yeah,
the
there you
tire's
go.
French. That's why it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's
Oui,
like the tire's just like le roll.
Le roll.
Well, I mean, her speech later on that she's given over the loudspeaker.
Oh, my
Oh, wait, you mean
Come on, be a good boy. Blow my head off.
yes.
The bait, yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
The
I mean,
baiting.
it's just
Come
poorly translated. It was lost in translation. Otherwise, brilliant speech.
all right?
Oh, yeah,
we'll-
this-
we're gonna get there.
You guys, this movie is an example of pure cinema.
What
I was going to say it's
Pure-
retreaded.
cinema?
are we going to back to the
There's no other medium that this could exist in.
That doesn't mean it should exist in this medium.
so busy trying to think of if you could. You didn't stop to think of if you should.
That's right.
Exactly.
In fact, chaos theory is the only explanation for this movie existing
real.
in
Right.
the first place.
Well, it's good enough for Jurassic Park. Why can't it be good enough for Rubber?
That we just happen to be in the timeline where somebody made a movie about a tire, but then couldn't even execute on a stupid tire movie. This is apparently what happened. Halfway through writing, he got sick of writing about a tire and decided to make it all meta and like.
Is that actually what happened?
Yes.
So Quentin Dupieux got bored writing about a tire with psionic abilities. So then was like, well, I got to come up with a way to kind of maybe entertain myself. So apparently, and he even says on record that the meta portion happened organically.
Yeah. No, entertain himself is a perfect example because this is an example of making something for yourself that doesn't matter if it's like it's not made for an audience that would care.
Right.
That doesn't mean there aren't people out there that like this movie. Right. If you have that same kind of sensibility, I think also probably comes around. It's like, what kind of mood were you when you watched it? When did you watch it? All that stuff. Right.
Yeah,
But
but
maybe
there's people that like Nickelback too. It doesn't make it right.
don't you dare. I love Nickelback.
Hey, that logic is good enough for Clint Eastwood.
In what way?
Clint Eastwood says, I just make movies that I want to see.
Okay, but here's the
he has
the
good
difference. Is that doesn't account for taste.
Right.
Okay.
And this guy, I don't think was even making it
Right.
make it look good. I think like he literally was like, how can I have fun while I'm writing it? And it's like, guess what? Everybody has shit in their jobs they don't want to do. Like sometimes you just got to deal and make a good product.
Right.
Wow, that's deep.
How did
Yeah.
he even sell this? Like
'Cause-
how $800,000?
500 to 800, yeah,
Whatever, 500,
whatever
even
it was.
200. Like
That's what I'm
I'll
saying.
take that money and I'll make
It's
gold
a
out of it. Like
six-figure movie.
Seriously.
Yeah. About a tire.
I'll give you a tire movie for half that much,
for real.
and it will be hilarious.
I mean, we've
and
us in the
terrible.
And I'll leave the
terrible.
rim on the tire. Yeah.
I'm not even saying I'll make a good movie. It'll be awful,
Right.
but it'll at least entertain.
It'll have a plot. It'll make sense.
This is I mean, as we keep going along
Yes.
here. So the tire has now killed a bird and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
And it gets to
bottle.
a gas station.
and then this crappy jalopy, drives down the road, and evidently he perceives that there is a beautiful French woman in the car.
When you say he, you mean Robert the tire.
Robert the tire perceives a French woman in this jalopy traveling down the desert highway. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna get me a piece of that, and he starts following it.
gosh.
What? Yeah. Why not?
Tire wants action from French lady in jalopy. Okay, go.
He wants his valve blown up.
Well, she really knows how to inflate the tube.
Wow.
Wait, that was the wrong button.
I think both work.
And then Robert the tire is victimized by this guy driving this old truck.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just disregarded, driven off the road.
No reason.
Like he didn't exist?
Like you didn't exist.
Like it was just a tire.
Like it was
Almost like it was a tire in the road. Yeah, so the tire follows him to the gas station
yeah.
where he blows him up.
Well, before he blows him up, the actor sits as still as possible so that you can't tell when they cut over to the model
He does.
that explodes.
He did no cells.
He literally is
You know
like
what, though? They
arms
did an
down,
awesome
sitting
job.
super.
Who did on the head explosion?
Yes.
Yeah, that was
Gore
cool.
was entertaining for the first three, and then you're like, okay,
The first one.
one, yeah.
No,
I
at
didn't
no
want to be
point-
too mean, but
I'll say two.
At
We'll
no
say the
point,
first-
you're right, that were the effects the issue.
no,
The effects were great.
Given the price they had,
yeah,
they did great.
no, the effects were good. The cinematography as well, like actually was good. It was shot well, I thought.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the problem is, you can shoot a piece of crap, and it's still a piece of crap. Like
Sure.
It's like
Crap doesn't
it's like
roll.
if you made a podcast.
If it's bad at a concept level.
Yeah, it's like if you made a podcast and you enunciated everything perfectly, and then all you're doing is you're reading the dictionary. You're not reading the descriptions, though, just the words, and that's the entire podcast. Yeah. And you do 17 hours worth every time you release an episode, and you do 2 episodes.
Yeah, you're a prolific podcaster at that
You're
point.
giving me ideas.
Right?
There you go. You can take that one for free.
Mel's Shoe Podcast.
Oh my gosh.
Adidas,
Goodness.
Nike.
All right, he blows up the guy at the gas station who no sells it until his head, which they kind of all
Maybe.
did. And I think they said later on that they've established that once he starts to do his psionic thing, you just kind of freeze in place.
I was going to say, it kind of trances the victim.
Kind of trances the person, which
into
is a great way
whatever.
to excuse not moving for
Like
your head
a
explosion.
cuttlefish.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I couldn't turn it off.
I mean,
Then he follows the French lady to a motel.
yeah.
Yes.
All the while,
We all know how those desert motels are.
the audience people can still see what's happening.
Sure.
The tire gets to the motel. The door is open to the motel.
Yes.
Then the bathroom door is also open.
yeah.
The French woman just happened to leave both of her doors open.
That's right.
While she was showering.
We don't close the doors.
I was going to say, maybe
That's
it's a
right.
French
It
thing.
could be a French thing. Make sure both of the doors are open. I am going to
yeah.
shower.
She could be from one of them places like
I think. Yeah. Oh, go
you know,
ahead.
when like the shower's just like in the bedroom and there's
Yeah.
not even like
That's true.
you just like walk up a couple steps and there's like a tiled area where you just shower.
She doesn't recognize that it's a separate room.
I mean, come on, they utilize that in The Crow.
I think. Well, yeah. There you go.
I thought she was just trying to let the French funk out.
Right.
Because obviously they make films like this and don't wear deodorant, I've heard.
That's true.
So I think that this chick must have been related to JCVD though, because she got the butt shot in the movie.
That's right.
And she.
Maybe it's a French thing.
It might be.
Yeah.
Like,
Ooh.
I'll take the part as long as I can get my butt in the movie.
That's right. They have to get it out. It needs to breathe.
Let the baby see my butt.
It needs fresh air. Okay.
So maybe the tire was learning at this point.
It could have been.
And then
Because then he decides to take a shower
it's true.
after he goes to the room next door and
Watches some workouts.
Yeah, watches some 80s.
That's
Yeah. So is the tire attracted to human women?
Why wouldn't you be?
Because she's watching the aerobics workout on TV. If you're a tire, I have questions.
And you blame him?
And he's watching this girl shower. Then he showers.
trying to get pumped up.
I'm like, is he just into chicks? But why?
I don't know.
No reason.
No. Well, they
All of us
also-
in this room are into human women.
We're humans.
I'm sure there's some humans that are into tires. Okay, that doesn't make it okay. I guarantee you, there's some guy out there right now with,
You know,
with
in
a tire thing.
2032, you're going to feel pretty silly when it is okay.
Oh, I'll be on the wrong side of history, right? Actually, I identify as a off-road tire.
Oh, yeah. White walls.
White walls.
Love me some white walls.
Well,
Hey, that's the creme de la creme right there.
that one.
Don't creme de la creme on my white walls.
Oh. That's. That one audience member too is like, oh, I was hoping we'd see a blowjob or something. Like,
Yeah.
What? And then I look at James and I'm like, oh, you blow tires up
'Cause of the nozzle.
Got it.
Yeah.
Two-
Yeah,
the
one-
two cinema guys.
Yeah, he was like,
their-
"This is the first time I've ever identified with a tire."
They're
So
these two audience members in the meta portion of the film that are kind
Yeah.
of billed as cinema aficionados
Yeah.
and such, and then you got the two girls who are
Yeah.
just like, oh well, this is boring, Rachel, or whatever.
Are we gonna
Right.
get some food?
Yeah.
Well, there's food that shows up. So,
Oh, yeah.
the accountant, which is just like this dude that looks like an accountant,
Yeah.
that works for whoever's running this whole thing,
Robert.
the cop,
Master.
Chad, right?
He works for the
I think was his
master.
name, and he rolls up with a turkey. He throws the turkey on the ground.
Well, a turkey that he murdered in a hotel room the night before.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that.
Hey, yeah, how about that
Sacrificed
for the meta portion?
it. Yeah.
This guy just answers the phone. It's like, yes, master. Yes, master. Yeah, yeah. And then it like pans over and there's just a live turkey. And he's like, oh, and he gets his
And he-
knives out.
That's right.
Yeah.
He kills the turkey.
Of course, at this point, the movie has gone on past a day because now the audience members have fallen asleep in the
Right, they
desert.
camped out in the
they
desert.
Camped out
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
to wake up and like, oh, where's the tire at now?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel really bad for like the hotel just in general. I mean, the guy's just trying to run an honest business, and
That cleaning guy's
you got dudes slaughtering turkeys in there and doing God knows what else to poison it.
Freaking psychokinetic tires killing maids.
You got the tire watching NASCAR like it's a adult film.
for real.
If that's all it had been, that would have been a fantastic movie. The issues with all this other stuff.
Yeah.
It blew the cleaning lady's mind.
It did. So yeah, he blows the cleaning lady's head off when she finds him in the shower.
She made a mess too.
Okay.
The irony.
Who's going to clean that up?
Let me ask you this: as a cleaning lady, why is she's knocking on the door, looking around? Oh, you want me to clean? Then the shower's going. As a cleaning lady, why does she decide to go to the shower?
Right.
Yeah,
Tips.
Is someone in here?
Is someone
In here?
Excuse me, are you showering?
If
And
you're
just opens
cleaning-
it up.
Right. If you're a cleaning lady, you should be like,
Pizza
oh, my bad, and
delivery.
just leave.
I mean, in reality, she was lucky it was just a tire.
Yeah. She's like, step tire, what are you doing?
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
All right, so
You're stuck in the tire washer.
they drop this turkey off for the audience members. They eat it turns into a scene from a zombie movie.
When you say they drop it off, they literally drop it into the sand.
Yeah,
And the audience members
Oh yeah, this cooked turkey.
jump on it and start eating it like
It's like a beach party.
right.
like zombies.
Like it was literally a scene from a zombie, like a person getting disemboweled by a horde of zombies.
I'll tell you guys,
Yeah.
and the fact that this is only a day later.
Yeah,
I mean, like a human can go 3 weeks without food.
right.
Right. You're not going to be jumping on it like that.
And these guys are like, oh my God, we haven't eaten in hours.
Have you never been to a French
5
barbecue?
minutes.
Yeah.
It was pretty much just any French barbecue.
That's how it is.
You know what?
It's true.
Is that what's going on? Is a cultural difference? This is how
We don't
French people
understand
just
it.
are.
I mean, look at French cuisine. It's fair,
Baguettes. Come on.
Baguettes.
Get out of here with your long, skinny bread.
Yeah.
All right, so there's this
Soup
kid.
du jour.
There's this kid poking around the motel because his dad owns it. The dad is actually
David Bowie.
David Bowie, who has been in a previous episode of ours.
Ooh, UHF.
That's right. He was Weird Al's buddy in UHF. And so I was like, oh, somebody I know. Fantastic. And he basically, the kid tries to go tell his dad, like, hey, there's a tire that just killed somebody in the motel over here. Or no, not killed somebody yet. He goes, there's just a sentient tire in a room. You should go check it out.
Yeah,
right?
The sentient tire just went into room 16.
And he's like,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, shut up, you bother me, kid. Go get us a pizza. And like sends him to town to get a pizza. or whatever.
Right.
Don't forget the double toppings.
That's right. That's important.
Dad's like a total dick.
Because when the kid comes back with the pizza, there's a roadkill crow
That the tire.
that the
killed.
tire exploded on the side of the road. And he starts picking up chunks of the carcass and putting it onto the pizza he's going to deliver to his father. And he's like, here, how about now you got your double toppings.
Save them some money.
And there's a hitchhiker who thinks he's going to hitch a ride with the kid on the bike.
Yeah. He sticks his thumb out.
No reason.
He's like,
Actually, guys.
Sorry.
hey, let me hop on them pegs, kid. You know?
You know, there's a reason. That guy is actually a cameo of the composer who is Quentin Dupuy's friend.
Oh.
The composer is Quentin Dupuy.
It's actually two guys. It's Mr. Oizo and
Okay.
Alejandro Gula or something.
Hey, can I
like
be in
that,
your
yeah.
movie?
Yeah.
Sure, I'll have you trying to hitchhike from a minor.
Yeah, yeah.
You want to look like an idiot?
Hey, you know, maybe, I don't know, guys. Maybe that was kind of his homage to Spielberg and Amblin 67.
Is what? Ryan. I guarantee you he wasn't thinking about Amblin 67 when he decided to stick his friend hitchhiking from a minor of the bicycle.
Oh, yeah, they're going to love this.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, don't worry.
He was thinking to himself, he's like, they're going to get my Spielberg reference.
6 people will get this. Ryan Farrell will be all over this. He'll get it.
He's going to listen to this podcast and
For
be like,
sure.
He gets it. He gets me.
Hey,
Honey, there's
Quentin-
2 other people that got me.
Quentin Dupuy, he can shoot me an email.
Yeah, go for
talk.
it.
Quentin, since you're probably listening,
I guarantee you he's not. I guarantee you. He's not.
I'd love to hear your thoughts on this.
I don't want to hear a thing he has to say about this. In fact, I would like him to come on and then shut his mic off and spend 10 minutes yelling at him. That's what I would like to do.
So you want to get him behind closed doors.
So you
That's it.
want to rename the trash can after him.
No, I don't.
There's going to be a different award for filmmaker.
But I
Oh,
have
that's a good
lots to
idea.
say at the end
Yeah.
here up to Mr. Quentin. I have a lot to say.
The Quentin Dupuy Filmmaker Accomplishment Award
That's right.
is what we're going to start
Accomplished
doing.
nothing.
Yeah.
It's on the toilet seat.
Oh. The flushy.
So the kid gets back, drops off the pizza, and well, actually, before he can, he realizes that this woman's been murdered in the room.
Yes, a coming of age story.
That's right. And now goes to tell his father, like, there's a killer tire on the loose.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But dad's like, shut up. You bother me, whatever. He's like, just not taking it seriously. Kid ends up, during this whole time, this tire's having like, I don't know, like a introspective crisis while he's staring into the pool and he just jumps into it.
Yeah.
The tire just sinks to the bottom of the pool.
The French woman went for a swim.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Thank you. See,
So he followed the French woman to.
he just does whatever
Wait.
she does.
He's
It's like drinking bathwater.
Wait, guys. Is Robert a girl's name in French? Is this actually a female tire we're following this whole time?
robot.
No, well, I mean,
I'm
she is
glossing
kind of
over a
bitch.
lot because I'm really trying to get through the plot fast, if you haven't noticed.
I mean, what's the plot?
There isn't one.
We could take.
There isn't one.
Guys, we could just detour all day because we've already covered the plot.
This is
Yeah.
the thing. This is ultimately why it fails. Is there's no storyline.
Yeah.
There is no storyline.
Yeah.
And not to say that, like, well, James, you knew what you were getting into. It's a movie about a tire. But even schlocky movies about a tire can still have a storyline.
Right.
Or at least a storyline with the human characters or anything. There is none.
Yeah, you can either go from have the tire have a story somehow, which you could do.
Yeah.
Or you can be like, actually, we're going to take this from the human side, the victim side, and we're going to follow them and make you care about them and then murder them. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay to just say you don't get it or don't understand it.
It's not that I don't get it.
Is it just too
I
cultured
get
for you?
exactly what he's trying to do.
You know, it was
I
just
get
above your-
exactly what he's trying to do.
This movie was just above your pay grade.
I bet
This
you
is
order
the problem
A1
is
sauce with your steak.
he thinks it's above everybody's head. That's the problem.
Right.
Is he thinks he's so smart
Yeah.
that anybody that doesn't understand my tire movie is just an idiot. Okay. No, I get exactly what he's trying to do, and it just sucks. Okay. That's all that I have to say about that. Actually, it's not all I have to say about that. I've got lots more to say if we can get through that's not a plot. So
Let's
the
do it.
the scene by scene breakdown. I don't know what you want to call it.
Let's keep it rolling.
They call the police. The police show up.
You did the thing.
The police show up to the motel.
Yes.
There's about 6 of them. Chad, the guy that gave the speech about,
No reason.
is here. He's
He's
back.
such a Chad.
He really is.
There was no shock when he said his name was Chad.
This was before the Chad, though.
Right, but
True.
it just
He's
worked out
why they came up with the term
He's
Chad.
like the. So what you're saying
that there is
that,
justice in the universe.
What
if
you're
that
saying
happened.
is that this movie created an undercurrent of cultural influence.
Yes, that is exactly what I'm
All
saying.
right.
Genius.
Because it's so high level.
Yeah. And we don't even know that when we started calling people Chads and Karens and all that, that we were
From rubber.
it's from rubber.
her name was Karen.
Yes.
That's right.
And now Bob has to change his name. That's what now that we have a tire named Robert.
Bob the tire.
Bob's got to change his name. All right. So the cops show up. This is when Chad, who as he's speechifying to the police that what they've got to do to figure out where this tire is, which they don't know, it's literally in the back in a pool.
Yeah.
They get word that the audience has died and that they all ingested this poison turkey.
So as all this is going on, we're cutting back to the audience,
Yeah.
and the audience they're like, "Oh God, my tummy! Oh, my stomach!" And then they're like, "Oh, yeah, you probably just ate too fast." Oh, wait, no, I'm feeling it too. And then
Yeah.
the whole theater audience in the desert,
Within minutes.
within minutes, they just all die from this turkey that
They're dead.
That Jack
Except
Plotnick.
for Wings.
That's right.
Except for Wings.
Wings
the,
is smart not to accept
Wings
the.
Hauser,
He flew above that.
the man in the wheelchair. Who,
He couldn't get down to get the turkey.
oh,
Yeah, he even told them the turkey is a trap or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
he didn't eat any of it.
He's been through this
yeah.
So
yeah.
with
Somehow.
Cabin Boy and
But before they find out that Wings is still alive, he tries to tell all the actors, Chad, the cop,
Lieutenant Chad
To go home.
Spinelli.
Spinella.
Yeah,
Yep.
Spinella.
He tells everybody to go home. He's like, "Oh, all right, guys, it's over.
over, guys.
it's over. We're done.
And,
Yeah, we're
we
good.
can go home. We're good."
good.
And none of them know what he's talking about.
No.
Yeah.
His deputies are all like, "What are you talking about?"
Right.
And he goes on with, "Oh, it's not real, guys. Come on, take your gun out, shoot me."
Here's why he did this.
Yeah.
It's a dumb reason, but here's why Quentin did this.
Mm-hmm.
He said that one time he snuck into a viewing of one of his own movies,
Yes.
and when he got in there,
he didn't
realized
even want to pay for it.
I know. realized that the theater was empty
Yeah.
and that the movie had been playing to an empty theater.
Yeah.
And thought it was kind of scary in some weird way.
It was metaphysical for him.
That this movie is playing to no one.
Right.
It's kind of creepy.
And I think that he
done
did
it
a
before.
terrible job of it. Okay. But I think this is what he's trying to do is he's saying like, why should the movie keep going if no one's there, right? And so he's trying, like the movie itself is trying to say, we don't have to keep playing. The audience is
You're
gone.
not here watching.
Yeah.
We're not here watching, so we can stop.
So
right?
it's his version of the whole if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to
Right.
hear it, does it make a sound?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
but
kind of like this
crappy.
episode. 45 minutes in, and we have nobody listening to us right now.
Everybody has dropped off by now.
But we're still talking.
But we're still.
Why are we still talking?
No reason.
We can all go home, guys. Okay. Wait,
It's
hold
over.
on. Hold on. Wait. Oh,
What are you mixing some music?
Kurt's still listening.
Oh, there's
Hey,
one
Kurt.
guy. There's one guy left. We must keep going.
We'll get you out of pun jail someday.
I'll call the accountant.
By the way, I heard
Don't
you
eat the
there.
turkey.
Yeah, mixing music. That was funny.
That's good. And all right, let's get through this. So they realize that Wings. So the accountant calls him. He's like, no, we still got one guy left in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The man in the
to
wheelchair.
prove they were in a movie, he has one of the cops shoot him. Chad,
Lieutenant Chad.
For whatever reason, he's the only one that knows, and nobody else realizes.
He's also in a different uniform.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all shoot him. Courtney Taylor is the female cop in this movie, by the way. She's awesome, one of my favorite actresses. Just want to give a
Really?
shout out to her, even though she had barely anything to do. Yeah,
She was just kind of there.
she was just kind of there.
I'm surprised you're targeting her, but all right.
No, she did great.
Yeah.
I'll never say a bad word about anything
didn't
Courtney
shoot,
Taylor
though.
does. She didn't shoot him. But I just wanted to acknowledge she was there because we're not going to get a chance because she really does nothing in this movie. So
Yeah.
beyond that, the cop pulls out, fires ultimately 3 shots into Chad's chest, and the squibs go off.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's been shot to death.
Right.
Right.
But he's fine.
Yeah.
He's not even seem phased at all.
It's a movie.
Right.
Oh.
And so
It's all a movie, guys.
he finds out that this guy is still alive, and the way he covers it, he says, never mind, I'm not well. He's sitting there covered in blood.
Yeah.
And, James Pulley, who's from our Patreon, wrote in his awards, and he also pointed out the same line, right? He's like, this is my favorite line movie. And I was like, this was actually one of the only funny things that I had a slight chuckle at the entire time I was
Few
watching.
things.
Right? As he's sitting there covered in blood, and he's just like, ignore everything I just said. I am not well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they can move on. And so then he has to begrudgingly continue his investigation.
And he pulls out his notepad and goes through his line, or pulls his line out, which is
Yeah, he pulls
awesome.
out his script.
That's not. We're
Oh, he
getting to that.
pulls out the script.
We're not.
yeah.
We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
So he
Sorry, I
goes.
ruined it.
No, it's fine. He goes to the back by the pool, which the tire has now left, and he interviews David Bowie, the
Yeah.
actor that plays the dad, the head of the motel, and is asking him questions about, and also tries to explain to him that it's a movie. He doesn't get it either.
This is
Right.
because
Yeah.
he's repeating his questions because
right.
it did preface. There was the one scene, and that's when the accountant comes in.
Thank
and says,
you.
"Oh, never mind. We don't got to continue." And walks
That's
away
right.
from
So he
it.
goes back and
so now he's
resumes
like,
that.
"I'm sorry. I got to continue."
Right.
And now they're resuming their.
They're resuming their questions.
yes, they're
David
questioning.
Bowie though gets his head exploded by the tire.
The tire comes around the back and puts him in the trance, and boom.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that
Lieutenant
happened.
Chad,
Go ahead.
Lieutenant Chad is now sitting there in shock, covered in blood. And as Mel points out,
Pulls his script out.
goes into his pocket, pulls out a folded piece of paper, and says, "What? My God, the killer is a tire."
The killer is a tire. Yeah.
And that was comedy.
No. No, it wasn't.
Okay, I laughed. At that part.
All right, so the investigation continues. The kid ends up running into the tire at one point, has a short conversation with it, but the tire doesn't kill the kid,
No.
which I was surprised by.
The
Tire
kid's
lets
like,
him go.
Hey, man, you just murdered the maid. You want to be friends?
Why you do that, man? Yeah. The tire's like, I don't need any friends, kid. Get out of here.
I got a bike you can borrow for a couple minutes if you're into small tires.
The tire gets out of there.
They're sister tires.
Fast forward, because I'm going to die. The tire gets to a junkyard where they're burning tires in a pile. Okay.
Much like they burn film in France.
Or should have burned this one. It's where the original print should have ended up, but it didn't. It's just chucking tires. There's a huge mound of tires. They're all on fire. And Bob, the tire, is just sitting outside the other side of the fence watching it. He could be facing backwards for all I know. I don't know. But he seems to be watching the fire that's happening.
I think the genius of the camera work really explains that he's looking at this occurrence. I'm about to lose my mind.
Not one shot in this movie is out of place. It's well shot. I mean, who's going to argue with that?
It's true. It's true.
They could have put googly eyes on him or something.
Something to let us know. Is he looking that way? Is he looking this way?
We don't know.
We don't know which way he's even facing.
I think this was probably an homage to Schindler's List.
Was that what it
Yes.
was? Why did Schindler have to get the
saying.
Jews out of Nazi Germany?
No reason.
That's right. No, there was a very good reason.
That was a good reason. Yes. No, there was
Yeah,
very
pretty good reasons.
Right.
There's a couple of them.
Anyway, so he
I don't know.
goes.
He's looking pretty pensive at this point, I think. Robert the Tire's got this
Yes.
real pensive ambiance going on. It's
true.
As
Yeah, I
these,
can tell by the treads.
yes, the treads are.
Looking a little worn.
Yeah.
He rolls out of there, and
Smash cut to 3 days later.
he apparently went out. Yeah, they don't show it, but he apparently was so mad about the fire, he went on a killing spree all over town. There's just bodies, headless bodies everywhere.
At the grocery store.
Yeah,
Where else?
in the street,
Street. Was there a phone booth at one point? Or
yeah.
something? Yeah. I think-
Somehow.
Yep.
all that's. And then now he's sitting in somebody's living room
Yeah.
watching NASCAR on the TV after having spent 3 days killing people. First of all, how did the police not catch him in these 3 days while he's rolling around exploding the heads of everyone?
Well,
I don't understand that.
I mean, he's always on the move.
he is, I suppose.
You know.
But for instance, in a grocery store where there's probably 20 people, his head start popping, you think somebody might dial 911.
Maybe.
Okay.
Also, they always show him going really slow, and so that's why I don't understand. Like, even when he catches up to the guy in the gas station, the guy's driving in a truck, and he rolls up like while the guy's still at the truck. He presumably pumped gas, but the guy's going 45, 50 miles an hour. His tire's going like 2 miles an hour.
Yeah.
How does he catch up?
Well, I mean, you just got a suspension
reason.
of disbelief, guys.
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, enjoy it. You can't even make that argument with this movie because they didn't even present it in some kind of suspended reality that you have to
Right.
just accept. It's supposed to be. I'm getting tired even.
You know,
trying to say this.
I saw the suspended reality when the tire started blowing things up. I suspended a little reality here. I wasn't.
That was it for you? It wasn't when he just came alive in the first place?
I mean,
Stood
I've
up.
seen tires roll off of vehicles before and keep going.
Wingshauser has been apparently watching this movie for 3 days.
Yes.
The accountant comes out with a cart full of food just to say, like, here, you've got to be hungry now.
There's the eclair. And,
right?
Yeah.
Oh, we actually missed that. We jumped ahead. That's before the 3 days later.
I don't care.
I know.
Let's just talk about it now.
So the accountant brings a plethora, a smorgasbord of wonderfully prepared, this, that, and the other. And Wings is just like, I'm not hungry.
But then the accountant eats all the food.
Yeah, so the accountant who has prepared this food to be poison apparently decides he's just completely frustrated with his life and working for this guy that he just basically shame eats these eclairs that he prepared with poison.
Yeah.
And then, oh, God, help me. What's going
He
on?
seems surprised.
And he's like,
Yeah.
what's happening to me? Like,
You know what that was?
He even says, I think I ate too fast.
I ate too fast.
That was the writer and director in his current state of the movie after having made this movie so far.
Right? Realizing
He was
what he's done.
self-reflection.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
He said I should have ate some poison eclairs.
I think I wrote too fast. I think that's what it was.
All right, so the police have caught up to the tire. The tire is it. You're like, oh, hey, we got word where the tire is. They call Chad. Chad rolls up there with a van. And the way that they're
They
going to
literally
get
don't
rid
even
of,
show that.
they don't even show that.
They don't even show that. It's
The way
just
they're going to
there.
get to
Everything's
the
there.
tire is they put a mannequin that looks exactly like the French girl that the tire is into. They've somehow learned he wants this French girl.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
French girl's in the van, but the decoy is on the porch of the house, with a speaker around her neck, and she's wired to explode. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the French girl is on a microphone in the van speaking through the speaker to try and lure the tire outside. And she's saying things like, "Hey, big boy. Hey, come on over here. Come and blow me up." Hold on. I have it.
Come on, be a good boy. Blow my head off.
Okay.
She's reading Penthouse Forum.
Right? Jeez.
But the tire is slow to trust. But it does come out there, and it does take a while. And at one point,
Oh, it does.
she's like, these lines are terrible. I can't read them. So Chad starts reading the lines. The tire starts to back off. Like he's like, oh,
Yeah.
no, it's got to be a girl. Gets her back on the horn again. She comes with more
Come
of
on, be a good boy.
Yeah.
Blow my head off.
And ultimately, the tire blows up the decoy's head. But the explosives don't go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That'll happen.
And it just goes back in the house. And at this point, Wings Hauser rides his wheelchair to the van where the police are, and this is the audience interrupting the movie.
Yeah. So he's the audience member who's
Yeah.
now
In the movie
rode into the movie
Right.
to then tell them that you're not
to complain about the climax.
complaining about the climax.
Right.
Yeah.
basically,
Yeah.
right? He's like, you can't. This isn't like what you guys are doing. It's not good. You got to just go in there and blow it up or do something, right?
I mean, he's basically giving him a hard time that it's come down to this.
Right.
So Lieutenant
Chad is not happy.
Chad is not happy that he has to keep doing this.
He doesn't want to be there anymore.
No, not at all.
So he takes a shotgun.
Yeah.
And he walks into the house and kills Bob the Tire in about 2 seconds.
Yep.
Right.
Which all happens off screen.
Happens off screen, and he just walks out with a flat
Shredded tire.
shredded tire, and throws it at Wings.
Yeah.
He's like, here you go.
Yeah.
End of movie.
There you go.
But it's not the end of the movie.
I'll tell you guys, I laughed at that as well.
Did you?
I did.
See, and here's where I was thinking that we'd have him go off camera here and
Yeah.
end the episode, but it's not over.
It's not
wait,
over.
he's been reincarnated as a tricycle.
Yeah, so the tricycle rolls out of the house. And so Bob's not dead.
I'll tell you, why was the tricycle in the house?
Who has a tricycle in
Who
a house?
keeps a tricycle in a house like that?
French people.
Just going to blame everything on the French.
I know. This is the most racist episode we've ever done.
No. France is not a race.
Oh, well, then we're
What is this?
good.
What? No, it's
What is this, Death Race 2000? Oh, it's the French.
It's the French.
it's not.
All right. So the tricycle comes out, rides up to Wings Hauser, blows him and his wheelchair to pieces.
Yeah.
It's the first time he's blowing up somebody that's not just their head, but their entire,
The entirety of them.
the whole body.
Well, and Wings is like, oh, no, I'm just an audience member. You can just do your thing.
Just keep going. I'm just going to watch. And he's like, no, he gets blown up.
I just like to watch.
Relax. I just want to take some pictures. Well, you do it. You're better than me.
Oh, no, I can't do it on the spot.
Okay, fine.
All right. Sorry.
Give him a minute. He'll think about it.
Relax. I just want to take some pictures.
There it is.
There you go.
There it is. All right. So all of a sudden, the tricycle rides down the street, followed by a brigade of other tires.
As he's riding down the highway, and other tires are coming to life out of the sand.
Right.
This highway's got a lot of
Yeah.
tires laying on the side.
And where are they going, Ryan?
Oh well, I mean, we follow them for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
almost. That they're
For an
just-
interminable amount of time.
You think it's going to credits.
yeah, but no, it just gets onto the interstate,
going.
and then you're like, well, where are they now? Where are they now? And whoa, wait a minute, rack focus. We're on Mulholland Drive, and the Hollywood sign is in the
They
background.
rode to Hollywood.
Oh,
It's a filmmaker's journey.
Is that what it is? That's what this is about.
We're rolling to Hollywood with
And I
this
remember
film.
as they start to roll and the tires start joining them, I paused it and I was like, how much time is left? I was like, because it feels like it's about to go directed by Quentin Dupieux, right?
Sure.
Right.
But I was like, there's still 7 minutes left in this movie.
yeah.
And we both were like, there's no way they're going to do 7 minutes of tires rolling down the freeway.
But they did.
They do
They
5.
literally did.
They left 2 minutes for credits. And that was the end of the movie.
Did you know?
Did I know what?
Evidently, the amount of tires in behind the tricycle equal the amount of audience members that were victims.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's the audience that's.
So the
Come back.
meta
Tell-
aspect. I don't know.
Yeah, tell me less about that.
You know, a fun fact:
Oh,
the
please.
largest tire manufacturer in the world, based on number of tires, is the Lego company.
Is it really?
They are.
Wow.
They make
yeah,
the
yeah.
most tires
I want to see the Lego version of the rubber.
That would be awesome.
We can make that.
That'd be
Lego rubber.
All right,
That
so
was
now
better
that
than
now that the movie's over, it's,
So, guys.
it's time to give some awards.
Smash cut.
Yeah.
That's where you said there,
Yeah.
James. And smash cut in
Can I-
big letters, written and directed by Quentin Dupieux.
That's right.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question though?
Yeah.
Is this something that can be technically classified as a movie, considering it didn't actually have a plot or like purpose or anything? It was like,
Well,
I don't know. It's like those cars, those supercars that they're like, this is a non-functional vehicle. It's like, is it really a car still, right?
Yeah.
did you guys see Alfonso Cuarón's Roma?
No.
I mean, he won Best Director for that, and it won Best Foreign Film at the Oscars.
Yeah, and was it also about nothing?
Yeah,
Okay.
Jeez.
but it's beautiful.
All right. Well, good for him. I think it's, and I think when we talked about this, I think it's technically a movie in that there's actors speaking on a screen, and it had a beginning, a middle, and an end.
And there's stuff happening.
There's things happening, and it is technically a movie.
It's being filmed.
Whether or not it's a story, it's not a story at all. It's a collection of images.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm going to take a hot take here, which I don't think is actually a hot take, and we'll see if the internet strikes back again on me, because this will be my third strike. And that's that this movie blows donkey balls. Like, this is the worst movie I have ever seen and ever will see, hands down.
Do you guys want
I
to
would
know?
watch Last Starfighter and enjoy it over this,
come on,
and
yeah,
I
Last
did not like that
Starfighter.
movie. I know everyone loves that movie. I'm just saying, like, I didn't personally enjoy it. It's okay for someone to have a different opinion. Whatever. I know the internet doesn't agree, but this movie, I don't even know. It just, I have no more words for this thing.
Do you guys want to know how many times I've seen this movie?
Ryan?
If it's more than one, I'm gonna slap you in the face.
4.
Oh my gosh!
The first time I saw this movie, though,
James throws a flip flop.
I guess we know which side of the table is going to say this is a good movie.
Right?
4 times?
yes,
4?
I've seen this movie 4 times.
Why?
So the first time I
No
ever,
reason.
I literally, look, I fell asleep watching TV once, right? This was literally in back 2010. I woke up at like 2 a.m. and this was the movie that was on the IFC channel. And I'm like half asleep watching, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I just kept watching. And then I was like, all right, well, I went to sleep. And I woke up the next day and I was in the weirdest mood ever. And I was like, what the hell did I watch last night? And I found it, and it was Rubber. And it has since become a movie to be like, hey guys, let's watch Rubber.
Do you guys want to hate your life after this? For trusting me?
All right, let's give this movie some awards. We start, as always, with the Will Patton Award for Intensity.
Oh, that's a tough one.
You want a war? I'll give you a war!
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night! And if they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm gonna take every last one of you out. You make sure
They remember forever the night they played the Titans.
I'm embarrassed to have Will Patton's name spoken in the same episode
Yeah, absolutely.
as this movie.
There's no,
The Tom Arnold Award for Intensity.
there's no Will Patton winner.
There isn't
There
one.
is very
See,
clearly no Will Patton winner.
We'll give out just the Intensity Award. Who was although no one deserves the name Will Patton.
What about Roxanne? Come on.
Oh yeah.
who gave it their best shot? Let's just say that as
I
opposed
mean-
to the Will Patton Award.
I don't know. Like I would say Steven Spinella
Steven Spinella as Chad.
as Chad.
Okay.
But he's really the only person that even has a part in the movie.
I could see Jack Plotnick. His line and his logic as a character wasn't his fault as an actor. The fact that it wasn't logical for him to poison himself on accident.
Right.
So I thought he did a pretty good job.
I went with him as well.
The two guys went
The
with the
accountant.
accountant. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's fair.
This movie sucked, so it doesn't really matter what.
Like we're like that's what we're saying. Like there's
you want to
no
know why I chose that?
Will Patton. Does
Yeah,
not
so
deserve.
James Pulley, as I mentioned, is our Patreon, who is writing in to submit his awards, which you can do if you're a member. So join up today. His Will Patton, we're striking that. His Intensity Award winner was also Steven Spinella. He said, I really enjoyed his character of someone who knew they were in a bad movie, and his face when he realized it was a tire doing the killing was the best. So James gives it up there for Steven. And I actually am going to go, I had the tire down originally, and just for his vibrating, but I'm going to actually go with the accountant. I'll go with James Plotnick.
His torquing.
And so that'll give him the Intensity Award. So good job on you, James. Jack, I don't even know your name. All right, the next award we give out is the award you don't want to win. It's the Michael Dudikoff Trash Can Full of Dirt Award, and this is the award we give out to the worst actor in the movie. And so I'm interested to see who you guys thought did the worst.
What's her name? Roxanne.
Oh,
I don't know what
Roxanne.
yeah. So her name
Mesquita.
was Roxanne Mesquita.
Yeah.
Mesquita,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Mesquita.
No sells everything.
Everything.
Like she's in the movie because she's a attractive French woman.
I think he just wanted her in the movie because
He probably was like trying to casting couch her.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, I need you to get naked so we can make sure you're right for this part.
I need you to get naked. So
Or maybe he did casting couch her, and this was what he gave her.
Yeah, it could have been.
Yikes.
Yeah, I went with Devin Brochu, who was the kid. I thought he was terrible.
Oh, it's also, I mean, easy.
Yeah.
Because everything's, hey, there's a tire in the room. But maybe that was just meant to be like the apathetic teenager, and hence why the dad was
I
just
love
like,
how you want to see the best in everybody,
you know, I try, James.
It's a gift.
but
I
this kid just sucked.
Yeah. Or you know who else really sucked?
Who's that?
The dad audience member.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He really sucked.
I'm hungry.
He's like a B movie kind of character guy too. What's his name? Daniel Quinn, I think.
I don't remember.
Yeah. But even when they realize they're poison, and he's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh,
Me too.
Oh, I'm dying.
yeah, and it's like, come on, this guy sucks.
Mel, who you got as your trash can?
You know, I can go Quentin Depew, right?
Yeah, sure. I'll let you.
Hey,
It was either that or the cleaning lady.
I mean, I'll
'cause,
jump in on that if I'm allowed to. Yeah.
I mean, the cleaning lady made a big mess.
she did.
Yeah, I will say for
you got?
Quentin, if you realize that no one's watching your movie, and then you're like, I'm going to write this into another movie, guess what? No one's going to watch that one either.
And no one did.
You know what, Quentin? You're the trash can of dirt because this.
Yeah. I'd
Magnolia
go for
bought
that.
it.
Well,
Joke's on us.
I guess.
Yeah.
James Pulley gave it. I love how he called it the Tom Arnold trash can full of
Nice.
dirt. Somebody wants to rename it.
There you go.
I'm with you, James. Man, I'm hopefully soon. James chose Roxanne Mesquita. She may have given the worst line readings I've ever heard, and she was literally a robot the whole time. And you're not
Yeah.
wrong, James.
Yeah.
You're not wrong,
fair.
brother. All right, so
I don't even know if she was supposed to be French or American. Like, that was
She's-
another thing.
for American,
For American.
I don't know.
She's for American. All right.
Now we really got to dig deep, guys. We got to come up with 3 of our top performances.
I've got them.
in this movie. Let's hit it, Mel.
I've got them.
All right, let's hear
Number
it.
3, the
Yes.
accountant.
Okay.
Jack Plotnick.
Yeah, he's good.
Sure.
Number 2, Wings Hauser.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right,
For
Wings.
the man in wheelchair.
Yeah.
So aptly named.
Yep. Yep.
And number 1 performance. Do we have a drum roll?
I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, Lieutenant Chad.
Lieutenant Steven Spinella.
Steven
Spinella.
All right.
He
I'll give it to him.
did amazing compared to the tire.
All right.
Same.
Same 3?
Yeah. I mean, they're the only 3 actors in the movie that you can actually look back on and kind of go like, all right, well, like at least Wings shows up and commits to the material.
I have none of those 3.
Spinella goes all out.
Yeah.
And I mean, really, like, yeah,
Spinella was likable.
Who do you have? Because I have none of those 3.
Yeah, I mean,
He's just looking at the gas.
Are you abstaining?
There's just
Are you going to
not.
abstain?
There's not.
Here, pick something off the back.
Seriously. Oh my gosh.
We're going to give it to the critic at Bloody Disgusting for actually committing to the review.
I'd say the 2 chicks that are like, oh, Jackie, are we going to
Oh my
eat
God.
so hungry?
Oh, Haley
Those
and
2
Haley.
Yeah, Haley and Haley.
Haley and Haley, yeah.
Those 2. And then probably Charlie Kuntz, who was one of the film buffs. There was a bigger guy.
Yeah.
I liked his performance.
He ended up having a career after this movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good
Probably
for
from
him.
this movie.
In spite of it,
The
this
three
movie-
people that watched it were like,
Put
You're
rubber
hired.
on
Hire
his
that
resume.
guy again.
You know what it was? He put rubber on the resume, and everyone else was like, "Oh yeah, that was that movie that played at Cannes and won
Right.
that award at."
They didn't watch it. They just were like, it got
and
an
they're
award.
like, "Oh, that won that award at the Toronto After Dark Film Festival." Yeah, and
Yeah.
it just got picked up by Magnolia. This guy must be.
And now it's reviewed on Bad
accepted.
Movies Rule.
That's right. The biggest honor it has yet received. So my top 3 were actually David Bowie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah,
Love
yeah,
him.
yeah.
The Tire. And
No.
Courtney Taylor. So
She did nothing.
I know, but I just picked the people I liked the best
Okay.
because I hated everyone
Yeah,
in this
is-
movie.
This is a subjective one. That's fine.
You know,
It's okay.
Courtney Taylor, for those of you who don't know, she voiced Jack in the Mass Effect games,
the only reason why you voted for it.
and she was also the female protagonist who played Fallout 4. She was the main character in
So
Fallout.
she's a video game.
voiceover. She's
voice
more well known
actress.
for that than, I mean, she's done film and TV stuff, but she's
Yeah.
more well known for her voiceover career. I mean, it's a pretty big gig getting the main role of Fallout of a
Yeah.
Fallout
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
So that's
sure.
yeah, she's awesome. So never a bad thing to say about her there. Here's what James Pulley came in with. He said number 3 gave to Wings Hauser. I remember him from a lot of VHS rentals in the 80s.
True.
Number 2, Steven Spinella. That opening speech is amazing, he said.
Hey.
Would we say
It was good.
amazing?
Number 1, Bob the Tire. All right, me and him are the only one that picked Bob the Tire in our top 3. He really made me feel his pain. He was not having a good year.
Oh,
That.
you know,
You know what? I'll tell you. That trumps Kurt Mummer.
I was expecting you to play the Bob music when we explained that Bob the Tire was killing people.
That's right.
Yeah.
Skirt, skirt. Okay, hold on. I got to get back on track. I'm going to ask a ridiculous question. An absolute ridiculous question that needs to be asked.
Would Tom Arnold make this movie better?
No, the other one.
Yes.
Would Tom Arnold make Rubber better?
Yes.
Tom Arnold?
Because we already know that if Arnold was in this movie, it would not have been like this.
Right.
Okay? It would not. I would watch Arnold. Arnold would have rolled in with his shotgun, twirl cocked it,
Right.
shot the thing, and it would have been a short film, which it should have been from the start.
Sure. The biggest critique of the movie.
Yeah.
Is that this was a short film?
It was a short
Yeah.
film idea that could have been pretty funny and
Yes.
pretty awesome as a short film.
Right.
And Quentin Dupieux had to.
And he barely got it to 100 or barely to an hour and 20 minutes. He had to have a 10-minute prologue and a 7-minute roll into Hollywood just to get it out of being a 60-minute movie.
We didn't even mention that they take a bunch of the intro footage and replay it as the tire thinks about it. And it's like
Right, he has the whole
he
flashback. He has
replays
the whole
it for
flashback.
10 minutes. It's
Yeah.
almost the entire thing that he just replays the same footage.
It was like
you
It's a
know-
Wonderful Life.
So Stallone did that for Rocky IV.
Oh.
Yeah, but he didn't do it because he had to pad out the movie. The movie was already 2 hours plus.
What, Rocky IV?
Yeah.
Rocky IV is 90 minutes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Was the new one not longer?
Balboa?
Not so the Drago
Yeah.
the Drago cut,
Yeah.
it's longer by a little bit, but actually Stallone reframes a lot of stuff. I'll tell you, if you haven't watched it, it's pretty
Well,
awesome.
but here's my question. Did Rocky IV
Regardless.
suck donkey balls?
No, it was awesome.
Rocky
So no
IV
one
is a
cares.
bad movie.
It's
But you're saying it's as bad as this?
how dare you?
I'm looking past James right now. He can be as mad as he wants. So,
How
like,
di-
are you actually saying that it's as bad as this, where it has no purpose, no reason, and nobody wants to watch it?
no.
Exactly. Exactly.
This Rocky IV wasn't a short film concept. This definitely was. Okay. Arnold would have made it a short film just by his presence. Now, so we can get past that one quick. Hello, which one are you? The tire you've been killing people. Goodbye. And he blows them up.
Would he have done the speech at the
no,
beginning?
he should have been the French girl.
right.
He'd be like, come on, big boy.
Hold on.
Come on, be a good boy. Blow my head off.
Come on. Be a good boy and blow my head off now.
It was like they offered him the small town sheriff, and they're like,
right.
it's either this or the last stand.
And he chose wisely.
That's right.
If it's greased, we can kill it.
That's right. But I think this movie is even better if Tom Arnold is in it. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Honestly, as much as I hate that guy after seeing, what was that movie?
True Lies.
No.
No.
Not Arnold.
McHale's Navy.
Yeah, McHale's name.
Hold on.
I've seen that 7 times, 3/4 of the way through it. I've never finished it. But I hate Tom Arnold and his stupid face and his stupid acting.
You've never finished McHale's Navy?
My wife kept falling asleep.
You're
I've
missing out.
It's the dumbest. His face, dude. I just want to punch him.
You're saying you don't believe Tom Arnold as a lieutenant commander of a special forces unit in the Navy.
You know, my best buddy, he died, and I said I'd raise his kids and his family, and so, but it turns out the whole end, yeah, they got murdered. It's great.
Yeah, that's exactly pretty much pitch perfect on his performance.
Gosh.
But he even makes this movie. But if he was Chad,
Yeah.
the cop that knew he was in a bad movie, it would have been 10 times better.
They really, I mean, if they had got Schwarzenegger maybe as the sheriff and then Tom Arnold as like wheelchair guy,
Yeah. It's fine.
it'd be like the True Lies reunion.
All right, ultimately, we have to land on something here, guys. We have to determine if this is indeed a good movie, full stop, no qualifiers. Is it a bad movie and it's just bad with no redeeming qualities? Or is it a bad movie that's enjoyable enough that you could still watch it and have fun, a.k.a. a bad movie that rules? So it's good, bad, or a bad movie that rules. Where do you guys land on Rubber?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know.
He didn't come prepared today.
Listen, I told you that if we hit 90 minutes on this episode, I am hitting the music and we are getting out of here. That means we have 13 minutes left to get through all of this.
13 minutes?
And we've got to talk about what we're doing next week. And I got to get the Patreons thing in here. We've got to. All right, I'll come back to you, but you got to figure it out. What do you think, Doc?
This was a bad movie. There was no heartbeat. There was no signs of life. Nothing. And like I'll say, like the cinematography was great, right? But that does not make a good movie. And so you can't even look at that and be like, oh,
Tell that to Roger Deakins.
I don't even know who that is. Like I said, I should not be on this podcast. I know nothing about film.
That's why we have you on here.
I'm right there with you.
A fresh perspective.
You're like, here's an idiot. Let's have his opinion.
No. A fresh perspective.
The yin to my yang.
It was a bad movie.
All right, Mel.
This was an awesome,
Oh my gosh.
awesomely bad movie that ruled so hard
Wow.
that it is a bad movie.
Mel, I think you have really bad taste in movies.
I do, and I gotta say this is actually a bad movie.
Okay, full stop.
It ruled so hard that it's just a bad movie.
It rolled all the way past that movie that rules the wrong way.
You know why?
Because he threw a lot out there. I couldn't get to your. So you just say just bad movie.
This is a bad movie
Okay.
for no reason.
No reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You don't even have to qualify
Fair.
it then because it's just
No reason.
that's fine.
James Hauser,
Yes.
filmmaker,
Yeah.
cinema extraordinaire.
Yes.
What do you say about Quentin Dupuy's Rubber?
He, I don't just hate this movie. I'm offended by the message that this movie sends,
You just
Okay.
don't get it.
which is that, and it's colored in that scene with the turkey when they all rip it apart. Okay. And what this guy is doing by making the movie set in America, okay, and by a scene with the turkey, is saying that American audiences will eat garbage and anything. And I'm going to feed them this stupid tire movie and they're going to pay money and they're going to go see it because these Americans are morons and they'll watch and then consume whatever and they'll do it like wild, ravenous zombies. And so the fact that the movie lost money has never made me more proud of America. Okay. And I'm so happy that he was wrong.
Can we get like an American
Because this movie is insulting to audiences based on the pretentiousness that it proposes, that it's so smart and people are so dumb that this is going to be, instead of being schlocky, yeah, we like stupid things in America, okay? I would have watched a tire movie and been happy doing it, okay? But what you gave me is not enjoyable schlock. You couldn't even do that right. Instead, you made a movie that you wanted all the film bros to be stroking their chins in coffee cafes and talking about how stupid audiences are because of this movie.
Yeah. Oh, they just don't get it.
And so not just I hate it, screw you, Quentin Dupieux. That's what I have to say about this movie.
Our numbers are going down in France as we speak.
Okay.
Yes, but
Is that clear enough?
Our patriotism
But either way,
is through the roof.
America! America! How do you feel about it, Ryan?
anybody else?
I'll tell you, James. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
This movie sucks.
Then why did you do this to me?
To do this.
Because we sat here and we
do this.
For those of you who aren't
Raising the
part,
temperature in the room slowly.
those of you who aren't part of the Patreon that maybe don't know about this, but once a month we allow one of our episodes to be voted on by them. And so we pull 6 movies randomly from our list. We'll watch the trailers, we'll respond and react to them, and then we send them to the patrons. We go, okay, you pick. And in that trailer reaction video, this guy right here, Ryan Farrell, campaigned for Rubber to be selected.
Yes.
And then it was selected.
Yes.
And so I blame this on him.
See, I rose above even Quentin Dupieux, and now I'm the one laughing all the way to the bank.
Oh my god.
So you
Except I
hate
don't
this
get paid.
movie. You think it sucks. You can expound. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take your time. You have the floor.
Literally, I have nothing more to say about this movie. It is, like you said, I would remake this movie. I would totally remake this movie with a sheriff character who's a total, like, you know, like, give us that badass sheriff, this
Right.
small town. Yeah, the cliche. Whatever. The cliched small town sheriff getting ready to retire, down on his luck, wife died of cancer, daughter doesn't want to speak to him. And now what? I got a murderous tire in my town.
That's right.
Like,
straight face.
I would watch that.
Yeah.
Play it straight.
I would watch that.
Yes.
Like you said, you would watch it.
Yes.
And here's Dupieux dickhead who literally, like you said, went to a movie theater and was like, oh, no one's watching my film. It's almost like he went home after that and was like, well, I'm going to stick it to him. Like,
Right.
And then he started like masturbating with his tears. And then like, oh, yeah, I'll get them with this killer tire. Oh, but this is boring. What am I going to do? And
Right, he
like,
couldn't even do that.
This whole like, oh, the meta thing happened really organically. Like, I call BS on that because
Yeah.
the meta thing is so overly forced and shoved down us as the audience.
Right.
Like, oh my God, this is a movie that literally could have been a bad movie that rules.
Yes.
This
Yeah.
could have been even a full stop good movie that is stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And this dude took this concept and literally pissed all over it. And then even went like the whole invasion of Hollywood at the end.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
felt like that's him saying like, yeah, I got you now, Hollywood.
Yeah, no.
And it's like, no, you didn't.
Because what's he done since
did.
that anyone in at least our country has cared about?
Well, there was
He's
one
made a bunch
that
of
was
French.
horrible.
He's made a bunch of French films.
I tell you, like French filmmakers, whatever. I love French movies. I
dude,
do love French cinema.
So do I. 400 Blows is one of my favorite movies
I
of
was
all
gonna
time.
say, and even like the French extremism horror movement of the early 2000s. Like I will watch like Inside,
Yes.
High Tension, Martyrs, all those movies. Like they're great movies.
Yes.
And then here's this guy who wants
I'll watch
to
a Luc Besson movie all day long.
Luc Besson all day. But you know what?
Oui.
Now here's
I don't know.
Quentin freaking Dupieux who wants to dabble in what he's gonna come out and, like you said, all the cinema buffs that want to stroke their egos in coffee shops. Like that's literally
Right.
what this is made for.
Yeah.
And that is very apparent in how the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes
Yes.
is rotten. And then
Right.
you got the only people who like this movie are film critics.
Yep.
Right.
And when I said I've seen this movie 4 times, it's literally like one of those bad jokes for me where like I saw it and I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And then like some other people I was hanging out with, they're like, oh, what are we going to watch? It was like 2012. And I was like, hey, there's a movie called Rubber. It's on IFC. Let's check it out. And they were like, same thing. They were like,
You're trolling them.
yeah, exactly. Because I want to find somebody other than a film critic that actually likes this movie.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you to this day,
Well, we found one
I can't.
because James Pulley.
Oh,
Now, I will say this: don't give him too hard of a time.
No, of course not. Of course not.
Supporter of the show, and like I said, when you see it, how you saw it, in what way, with who in the room can have a lot of bearings on, and maybe we're wrong.
Agree to disagree.
Here's what James Pulley said.
I would love to hear it.
I actually think this is a good movie. Not a bad movie that rules, but a good movie.
It's a bold claim.
The random, no reason humor
No reason.
of it all really makes me chuckle. I can't stop laughing at the idea of a character so done making a shitty movie that he's okay with murdering women and children to go home. And my favorite line in the whole movie is the sheriff looking at everyone while shot and bleeding and calmly saying, "Just ignore what I said. I'm not well." So a good movie vote. So there it is. Your search for the unicorn is over. Here's James Pulley.
I agree with James Pulley.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You just
This movie left a skid mark,
You know what?
but nothing to do with a tire.
You guys, I think it's time we all just retire.
Really let the air out of that
I'm
one.
gonna talk. All right, so look.
Really?
Sorry, that joke was
trying.
wrong.
I just totally missed it. I had a couple people that found out we were doing tire, and they're like, "Well, you got to let Kurt out of pun jail in order to do." Because think of the tire puns there could have
my
been.
gosh.
Now there was enough even without him, but I do want to say Kurt is returning to the show back at the big table in our next episode. So he is out of pun jail, and he is coming back, and he will be here next week. So don't worry, it's all been resolved. He will be allowed to say puns. We've worked it out internally. It's all good to go.
Good.
Kurt would have been the fix-a-flat to this episode.
Dang it. He got it before I did.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, I just thought of a pun and I had to physically stop myself from speaking.
I saw it. I saw the conflict.
saw the
I
conflict.
saw the conflict in your eyes.
All right, so let's talk about next week for a minute. Next week is a very special episode of Bad Movies Rule.
Things are looking up.
Wait a minute. James, don't
Yeah.
tell me.
Yeah. Next week,
Yes.
100.
The 100th episode
right.
of
Yep.
Bad
No
Movies
applause?
Rule.
Oh, well, we'll give it some applause. Sure.
100 episodes.
I can't believe we've made it 100. Well, not till next week, but we're about to make it to 100 episodes.
It's been a good run. I think
It's been a good
tire
one, guys.
movie kind of ran
about-
us off the road here.
Talk about sputtering across the finish line here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean that the 100th episode is the finish line, because it certainly isn't. We, judging by our list of bad movies, we have about 11 years, and I'm not kidding, based on the weekly release schedule, we have about 11 years of content
Jeez.
if we don't add another movie to the list ever again. So
Wow. It's going to be a long 11 years.
I don't know if 11 years from now, all four of us will be here anymore or doing this. But however long we are, we're happy to do it and we're having fun, and we hope you guys are having fun. And we'll keep doing it as long as you guys want to hear it, right? As soon as you guys feel about us the way we feel about tire. Let me say that again.
Call it tire. Nobody cares.
As soon as you start feeling the way about us that we feel about rubber, then we know it's time to get out of Dodge, right? And so that's why we rely on your feedback. Hit us up. I want to hear what you guys think about rubber, okay? Hit us up on the email address. It's thisshowIstrash@gmail.com. You can send us your thoughts there. You can find us on Facebook. We're very active on there as well as our other social media accounts. Find us. Just search Bad Movies Rule. You will find the show. Now, next week, it is the 100th episode, and we are also talking about The Mummer Man,
Whoa.
which is
Wait a minute.
a movie that was written and directed by myself.
We're going to take the high road, of course.
We are not. I'm not putting this out there just to be like, ooh, watch my movie, because it's been out for a long time, and I barely ever mention it for a reason.
That sounds like something Quentin Depew would do.
Okay? Right. In fact, we're going to give it the full treatment. I don't want to be so self-important that we spend 99 episodes lambasting all these people's work and then don't do it to we're too self-important to do it to our own movie. Okay. That's not going to happen. We're going to give it the business. Okay. And it definitely deserves it. The reason that we're releasing an episode about Mummer Man is, one, a celebration of the fact that we love film, and this is kind of how we got into that. Right. But also as a way to show we have some bad movie street cred.
Are you,
Right?
hey, I don't know.
In that we can talk about some of these bad movies because we have also made a terrible one.
I don't know. Mummerman's a great film.
I'm glad that you like it. I'm glad that you like it.
You know what? I love Mummerman so much. I married the leading actress.
You did. That's where they met.
So you're
It's
saying,
actually not where we met.
Oh, where did you met before that?
We met on Psycho Hiker.
Oh, did you?
We never met during Mummerman.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I thought you guys met each. Oh, you were only there for a day peeing in an alley.
2 days.
2 days. Okay.
so
No, because me and her never crossed paths during the filming of Mummerman.
Oh, that's funny.
And then I didn't go to the premiere when you had it because I was out of town. So yeah, never met her.
did you tell her that's the reason why you fell in love with her?
It was, that was the whole thing. Like it was a 2-year plot, and then I had to write my own movie to then try to cast her in it just to meet her, just so that she would bear my children.
Man.
All right, there you go.
Now we're going meta.
And your wife Stephanie is going to be joining us for the Mummerman episode. So we'll be here with there's going to be probably 8 or 9 people on this episode.
It's gonna be crazy.
We're going to have lots of people coming in and out, rotating in and out. Bob plays the bad guy in the movie. He'll be here at the end.
What's his credit?
The rapist
Oh yeah.
is his name.
That's
In the-
right.
It was supposed to be a therapist.
Can I
and a
say-
man.
Bob's part in that movie just chef's kiss, dude.
So if you want to just have a laugh at all of our expense, I put it out there only to allow you guys to rip it, joke about it the same way that we do to all these other movies. So if you want to check it out, it's on YouTube. Just search Mummerman. You're going to find the trailer or you're going to find the movie, and it's out there for free. So, or don't. You do not have to watch this movie. In fact, just come and listen to us, and we'll tell you what happens in the movie if you don't want to sit through it.
But it's a lean movie.
It is 90
Clocking
minutes
I was gonna say clocks in at like 87.
because we respect people's time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which shows from this episode today.
That's right. In fact, we are over the 90-minute mark. So on that, we're going to say good night. And on behalf of Ryan Farrell and Ryan Madela and Mel Vandy, I'm James Hauser. Thank you for listening.
Rolling down the road.
Make your head explode. Bob's coming for ya.
Come on.
Come on, big boy. Blow my head up. This movie sucked.
Eat the rockin' turkey. Rotten. Messed it
No
up.
reason.
No reason why it's rocking.
No reason. 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 No reason.
Oh, stupid Americans. They watch my stupid film.
Le cry.
Why does
Baguette.
Quentin have a career still?
No reason.